Morning. It's June the 12th, and I've planted all my vegetables and flowers and used up about all our gardening spaces and all our planter boxes for stuff. So we're going to try to do some of these container carrots. This is a Danvers 126, and it says on the package, you can read that, container friendly. We pulled some of our lettuces that went to seeds and planted these in the big container over there 2 days ago. But we want a little more of these Danvers 126 carrots. So we're going to try to do these in containers. And what I did was I used up a lot of our old potting mixes and potting soils from last year. I had mounded up over here on the side of the house and covered. And I mixed it 50-50 with this Pro Mix because this Pro Mix is real light and airy. And the old potting mixes had potting soil and garden soil all mixed in. And what I did was, in each one of these containers, they're about 11 inches tall, 10.5 inches tall. That should be plenty deep enough for these carrots. So I took these containers and I put half of the garden soil and old potting mix in the container, and then I took the Pro Mix and broke it apart, and it's mostly peat moss and perlite, and mixed it in there till the container was full. And then I took a half a cup of this tomato and half of this 5-ounce cup. It's probably a couple tablespoons, and I mixed that in with it. And then I took an old bag and I dumped the container into an old bag and just shook it around and did it like that, turned it on its side, got down in there and stirred it up. It's a lot easier to stir it in an old big bag than it is trying to mix it up in these little containers. And then when I plant carrots, I water in heavy first. Carrot seeds are such a tiny little seed. They look like specks of pepper. You can see that. And you're only supposed to plant these things about a 1/2 inch deep. Well, I've found years ago that when I would just put them in the ground and water them, when I watered them, it dispersed the top layer of soil and the seeds would go everywhere. So what I do is I water in real heavy till I see the water coming out of the containers. And then I go ahead, it says here 3 inches apart, 1/2 inch deep. And I just took my finger around to my first digit and I just poked some holes about 3 inches apart. And we're going to put some carrot seeds in there and lightly cover it back up. And after it sets for a day, because it's watered in real heavy, and I'm going to lay some, top it off with a little bit of grass clippings that I cut about a week ago, and they're over there piled up. Lay that on there, and then I'll water in again. You don't want your carrot seedlings to dry out, so you got to water them about every day for probably, or every couple of days, for unless it's raining, for the first week or two until you start seeing them sprout out. So we'll try to go ahead and put about 2 of these, and these things are so small, I know I'm going to have to come back and do some thinning. But we'll put about 2, try to get about 2 in each little hole. And there went 4, so I know we're going to have to do some thinning, but I got plenty of seeds here, so. There went a bunch. A lot of times I get busy and forget to go back and thin my seedlings, and I get a bunch of little baby carrots. So when these come up, I'm going to try to do a little better job and thin them. And that's it. Go ahead and put that back in there. Hold that up real nice. And then I'm just going to lightly rake the soil back over these holes. And we've had some terrible drought this year. We haven't had any. It rained heavy yesterday all day long for the first time in almost 4 weeks. So we've been filling up our water barrels with city water and just letting it sit for a few days before we watered anything to try to glut the chlorine out. So finally we was able to fill our barrels up yesterday. So there we go. I may go ahead and just take a little bit of this these grass clippings and just lightly lay over there. Rock. And that'll help with it, because we're supposed to get some sun today. That'll help with it drying out on the top so bad. I have used newspapers before, but I don't have any newspapers, so we're just going to go with that. And there we go. Just help to keep the sun off of them. And tomorrow, what I'll do is I'll come back in here and water them in again, just lightly. Pat that down so the grass don't blow away. We got some wind today after the storms last night. And that's how we do our container carrots. Like I say, we run out of room to plant anything else. And we're just trying to maximize all we can. So we're gonna see how well these Danvers 126 do. And here within the week, we ought to have some of these guys sprouting up above ground, and we'll make sure to keep them watered in real heavy once they start coming up. And with any luck, Lord willing, we'll get some container carrots this year, and we'll keep you along for the ride and show you the harvest if we get anything. If you like the content of the channel, give us a thumbs up. You know, this is easy gardening. Anybody can take a pot, even if you're living in an apartment, and put it out on your patio and put you some carrots in it. They do well for containers, beets also, but we're going to do them in another spot here probably in another week or so after we take some more potatoes down, or get ready to start harvesting our potatoes at any rate. So there you go. Easy container carrots, and we'll keep you along for the ride. Thanks for watching.